Hey everybody, Matt Johnston here. So this week we are starting the first of a series of focus weeks is what we are going to call them, starting with the email, the client email and the email newsletter that we send out that's attached with this video. You're going to start seeing a weekly focus on the things that employers and small business owners need to be thinking about as we start to turn towards returning back to a full operation. So this week we're going to be talking about employer-employee relationships. Next week, our Focus Friday is going to be on Osha Regulations. Osha does apply to all small business employers in one form or another. And when we are thinking about COVID-19, we need to be thinking about occupational safety and health. Following that, we're going to be talking about small business startups. Interestingly enough, this is the time of a crisis time when the most radical changes in people's employment takes place. People who had never thought about starting a business suddenly start thinking about starting their own business. We have helped dozens of businesses start from literally a dream and not even a business plan to a full-fledged reality, operational and still going strong. We want to be there for you to help you out with that. Following that, we're going to be talking about contracts. Believe it or not, they still apply, and there are some changes that you need to be thinking about with your contracts that need to take into account things like COVID-19, government shutdowns, pandemic orders, public health emergencies, all of these things. These are some of the things that we're going to be talking about going forward. So this week we are talking about employer-employee relationships, and I hope that all employers, regardless of your size, are really starting to think about the changes that they need to make in their policies when dealing with employees. So your employee handbook should not look like it did at the beginning of this year. There's going to need to be new policies regarding the federal paid sick leave and EFMLA. There's may need to be some policies about teleworking, about coming back to work, about social distancing while at work between employees, changes in how employee shifts and working environments are going to be. All of these changes need to be communicated to your employees. Your employees are going to be facing a very, very tough time. It is not the easiest thing to come back into a situation, particularly if they've been off of work, furloughed, or even laid off for a long period of time. There's going to be some fear, there's going to be some worries, and an employer needs to literally over-communicate at this period of time. We have prepared a couple of policies that we are making available to everybody who subscribes to our email, everybody who asks for it, and we're actively distributing it. You can get it via our website. We're going to be having a FFCRA, that stands for Families First Coronavirus Response Act, leave policy. There's a teleworking policy, and there's a few guidelines to think about when you're bringing employees back and helping them be safe. So some of the things you can and can't do. Now I want to stress this, and it's a very important point. Even in an emergency, things like discrimination laws still apply. Things like anti-retaliation laws still apply. You can't retaliate against an employee for exercising a right. These things still apply, they are still law, and even if you have to make some discriminations between essential and non-essential workers, you still have to do that within the context of the discrimination laws. There's also going to need to be a fair amount of communication with employees about maybe they need to have some accommodations when they come back to work. Maybe they've been exposed, maybe they're high risk, maybe they've got some legitimate fears about COVID-19, and no employer should minimize those fears in any way. So you may have to have a dialogue. Now normally those dialogues only apply in Americans with Disability Act covered employers, but it is a dialogue that I think all employers should be having with their employees as you begin the process of opening up. Now I don't normally do this next part, so I normally let my words speak for themselves, but I am going to pitch an idea. A lot of people, a lot of small businesses are going to have a lot of questions coming forward as we move towards reopening. That's good. I hope you have questions. It's a very uncertain time, and I hope you ask those questions. And a lot of people don't know who to ask. Well, you can ask us. And one of the things that we are offering to all small businesses, that's anybody as the federal government defines that small business, is we're going to be offering a $99 a month general counsel consultation. We call it Ask Matt the Lawyer, and you can send us as many emails as you need. You can send us or you can schedule as many 15-minute phone calls as you need so that you can get your questions answered. And you get discounts on all of our other products as well. So I encourage you to go to mattthelawyer.com. That's our website. On there you will see the pricing plans that we have. And it's not just the Ask Matt the Lawyer. We tell you what certain things cost so that you know what the bill is going to be up front before the end of the month rolls around. But most importantly, the Ask Matt the Lawyer plan is there so that you can have an ability to get questions answered and not have it cost you an arm and a leg. It's a small price to pay to have us available to answer those questions. So please check out our website, check out some of the other policies that we are starting to publish and put out for people's use. And if you need to change those policies, please, if you don't ask us, please ask another attorney so that you know that you're in a good place when your employees start coming back to work. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy some of the resources that we have and some of the other videos that we have on our YouTube channel and on our website. In the meantime, please be safe out there, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.